Okay, here we are back again, Beta 300RR model year 2018, getting zen with my beta. So I'm going to open the thermostat discussion up one more time here. When I posted my last video and I told people I took apart the thermostat and just put it back together without this part. Oop, get rid of that. People said, hey, what about the ByPass? So good question. Some say your bike will run hotter because obviously the water will come up through here and just bypass out. Well, okay, let's come up with a cheap solution there. Again, this is not to replace the Samco or the silicone hoses. This is just my way of just trying something out. Probably going to end up going that way anyways down the road. Probably for sure going to put an aftermarket fan in there, again, just to have it because we do some really technical stuff. So here is the ByPass. Here's what it looks like. There's the hose. How are you going to fix it? Well, without, again, cutting things up, because I don't really want to cut my beta parts up. I want to keep the bike as whole as possible. I'm going to introduce a little plug. So this is a PEX plug. It is made of brass. And I got it from the orange big box store, and all I did was sand down the head, and that will actually fit right in there. I can put a clamp on there. It cannot go into the radiator anyway. I checked that. It'll stop there should it move somehow, some reason, and we're going to try it out. We're going to see how it works. One other thing, and if you're not sure how the thermostat actually works, of course, when it's all together, when it's hot, I'll show you here. When it's hot, the thermostat's, I don't know if that's in focus here or not. Hold on here. Okay. So when it's hot, the thermostat is closed. Of course, the phone doesn't want to focus. There we go. When it closes, and when it's cold, it's closed like this. I don't even have this up right. There we go. Okay, so it's closed. When it heats up, this little plunger will come down, pull on the spring, and then you probably won't be able to see inside of here. But this little plunger goes down, and when your thermostat is open, it sits down in the bottom of the housing and it closes off your ByPass. When it's cold, it comes back up. So there's real legitimate reasons for these thermostats. Again, it just makes these bikes so much more valuable to me because it gives us the choice. The only thing I've modified is the thermostat itself, which if I ever dual sport the bike or do a lot of cold weather riding, I'll just buy another one and pop it in, pop it out if I stick with this arrangement. Or even if I go to the silicone hoses, I'll just pop the whole unit off and pop the unit back on and go from there. And it's something that I really like about these betas and in all the European bikes. One thing I want to show that I didn't show in the last video is this little washer here. And that sits underneath the flange head, and then the O-ring sits on that. So that may be, I'm not sure what the history of that part is, but to keep in mind that part is there. So I'll put it back together and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, we're back together. I put the clips on. These clamps are actually very easy to take on and off, and they're really nice clamps. Just takes a pair of pliers to get them off, a little screwdriver, and it'll pop right off, and then you can squeeze them right back on. You can see my plug is pushed up in there, and then I'll put a clamp on that above the lower clamp, and I push it up this way so that if I need to get it out, I can get there with a little needle nose pliers and pull that guy back out. And I used a little bit of waterproof grease on there, won't hurt anything. So let's go put it on the bike. Again, here's what's left over. Okay, that's it, back together. All you notice is that extra clamp, and it's a very reversible process. You'll also notice my coolant overflow hose. I snipped that a little shorter down here. That's right there. and I got it sitting out here. Should I boil over, I'll get a real quick indication that, hey, something's going on. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.